Daniel Motidlover, President and CEO of EmbraerX, and I'm delighted to join you at the virtual Farnborough Airshow, FIA Connect. In case you aren't aware of EmbraerX, it's a market accelerator committed to developing solutions that transform life's experiences. We combine human-centered design thinking with Embraer's 50-year history of aircraft manufacturing and engineering expertise. We are working on a collaborative effort to enable and accelerate the urban air mobility ecosystem by developing tailored solutions, including an eVTOL design focused on user experience, passenger peace of mind, and ease of accessibility for all. We are also proposing a very practical, simple, and robust urban airspace design to allow more aircraft to fly in urban environments, the UATM. We are excited to see this new ecosystem take flight, and I hope you will enjoy learning more about our projects today. With that background, it is my honor to introduce our Head of Strategy, André Stein.
It's not always that there is opportunity to transform how people engage with the world. Think about how the internet affects our lives. With data, content going from A to B in a seamless, integrated, affordable way. There is a lot of technology behind it, satellites, fiber optics, but for the user, what he sees is data going from A to B. Our vision for the future is nothing short of bringing that same transformation to the physical world. We can call it the Internet of Mobility, if you like, with people and goods going from A to B in a seamless, integrated, and affordable way. Mobility as a service with door-to-door complete solutions. Now thinking about how air transportation helps us. From short regional flights to the long haul, we can go from São Paulo to London in a few hours, cross an ocean. But isn't it weird that when you get there, you might still need another few hours just to get home? Or to go from your home to work or to your favorite restaurant downtown? Urban congestion is a pain point today, and it's not going away. Urbanization is still expected to grow, even with the new normal, where home office and video conference like this one become even more common. There is no expectation that traffic jams will go away. Today in London, for example, people spend in average 1 week a year as extra commuting time, stuck in traffic jams. For some people, the fact that you no longer need to go to the office every day might be even an opportunity to move further away from downtown to a nicer, less expensive house, but still need to go to the office occasionally. Going to the office might become even like a mini business trip. Using London as example again, and considering factors like congestion, commuting distance, and value of time, we see a potential of over 2 million users of air mobility service in that city alone. Even considering that people would use it maybe once a month, that could generate a market of around 1,500 aircraft dedicated to urban air mobility. We see the opportunity to give the community that choice. When you want to be home early for your kid's birthday, for example, adding quite literally another dimension to urban mobility. And as much as the technology behind urban air mobility is exciting, and it really is, that's where you need to start, understanding the problem. You need to start with the people and the community around it. That being said, urban air mobility is a new frontier for aerospace. And with that, there are lots of challenges as well as opportunities. We need to look at the ecosystem as a whole, and we need to have a collaborative and comprehensive approach. In that line, we have several projects that address the different needs of this new ecosystem, creating the right building blocks. We are developing an all-new electrical vertical takeoff and land vehicle, or eVTOL, combining disruptive innovation and a startup human-centered mindset, together with the highest levels of safety standards and Embraer half-century of engineering excellence and high-skilled team. Just in the last 20 years, we've developed, certified, and serviced 26 new models of aircraft. And we've learned a thing or two during that time, not only on the more technical aspects of a very complex product integration and certification, but on how to define the right product characteristics. We understand better than most the right order to create the right building blocks for product development and certification, always collaborating with the regulatory authorities and the community from day one. We are designing our eVTOL to be accessible to all, both in the economic sense with minimal operating costs, as well as in the physical sense, co-creating our four seats cabin with users representing all backgrounds and needs. Beyond the passenger, our vehicle needs to be community friendly as well. It's being optimized for a very small noise footprint, and because it's 100% electric, it has zero local emissions. We are making smart use of technology and solutions. Our Lift Plus Cruise configuration, for example, with distributed electric propulsion, simplifies vertical takeoff and relies on its wings for forward flight, keeping it simple, efficient, and even intuitive. Talking again about having the right building blocks for product development, I'm glad to share with you that we just had a major milestone in our product development. The first flight of our eVTOL flight simulator, using real flight control parameters and control laws that are designed for certification. To understand the relevance of that achievement, it's important to remember the first flight of our E2 program. When it happened, it broke all industry records for a first flight. And that program later became a rare exception in aviation. It was certified on schedule, on budget, and better than its spec. One of the key reasons behind that was doing everything in the right order. What we're doing with our flight simulator now replicates a real operating environment and allows for extremely safe and accelerated flight test campaign, just like our previous airplanes. Our flight simulator allows realistic flight conditions and enables an outstanding man-machine interface, collecting inputs from our very seasoned test pilots, as well as a potential new generation of pilots that have never flown before, and that will require very user-friendly controls. That, combined with Embraer award-winning fly-by-wire systems, will allow our eVTOL to evolve from an initially pilot operation towards a fully autonomous future. This Embraer fifth generation of fly-by-wire systems, like in our previous aircraft, that will assure not only a much smoother ride for the passenger, but a higher degree of efficiency, and that means a more affordable ride as well. We are very enthusiastic about our new aircraft, but at the same time, we need to look at the different aspects of the ecosystem, and we need to address the different needs. We need, for example, a more agile and efficient way to keep aircraft flying. For that, we can rely on another EmbraerX project called Beacon. Beacon is a business platform designed to connect and synchronize industry resources, the aftermarket supply chain, and the aviation service professionals. Beacon is available for the industry today, but it's also a major enabler for the urban air mobility ecosystem. Another potential roadblock for the urban air mobility ecosystem to grow and to grow exponentially is their traffic management capability. We also have a project that addresses that. And for that, I'll invite my colleague David to share some ideas with you.
As Andre just explained, the development of electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft will provide a new, safe, and reliable form of transportation that you and I can rely on. However, with any new technology come important questions about safety. That's why our team has been collaborating with air navigation service providers, communities, and regulators to prepare for the safe scalability of urban air mobility. Our urban air traffic management concept proposes a procedures-based approach towards creating a more favorable environment for the urban air mobility industry to scale, a vision that seeks to gain greater utility out of our airspace without putting any additional pressure on air traffic control. As a result, we believe the ability for voice-based communication to accommodate the projected growth of the urban air mobility industry is limited. As you may have read in our white paper, Flight Plan 2030, urban air traffic management proposes a suite of services and procedures that evolves over time as both air traffic control and eVTOLs continue to mature in their respective autonomous capability. Through our collaborations with air navigation service providers, we have been co-creating airspace structures and procedures to ensure we're building an operating environment that can scale as needed. However, To address the urban air mobility industry alone is not enough, which is why we're building our systems to harmonize the eVTOL environment with UTM and conventional air traffic so as to ensure a seamless exchange of information that is necessary to ensure equitable airspace access for all. As each city's airspace is unique, it will require its own strategy and nuanced considerations that can only be built and approved with community support. We understand there are significant questions that need to be answered, which is why stakeholder engagement and community alignment are an integral part of the urban air traffic management project. This is why we're collaborating with so many stakeholders to ensure a bright future that all can benefit from. In this pre-competitive stage, we're all working towards the same goal: a safe and sustainable future the traveling public will appreciate and come to depend on. I firmly believe that if communities understand the value of what we're building, they will want to partner with us.
Finally, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time during these challenging times we are all going through. And here's a bit. It's always great to have the opportunity to share some thoughts and our ideas on how we can create together a brighter, better future for us all. For more information about our projects and some cool videos about our initiatives, check our website, EmbraerX.com. And again, thank you all.